This, according to my auto journalist friends and the PR reps, is the future of automotive. But is it practical? Let's go ahead and have a talk about this 2019 Mitsubishi plug-in hybrid electric Outlander, and I'll kind of tell you my thoughts on whether or not this really is the future. We're going to get started on that coming up right now. Hey, it's Tim Esterdahl, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and my passion is trucks SUVs. If that's your passion too, hit subscribe, click the bell, and smash the like button if you found this video, well, informative and practical. Now, I'm going to get chastised by my auto journalist friends, because every time I talk about EVs, I get it all thrown in my face. I'm a country boy, and I'm a fringe, and I'm not the typical buyer, and this is not meant for me, and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, the reality is, this is an all-wheel drive SUV that has some ground clearance. It's one of the first times ever I could actually see an EV working in the country, working, in the Midwest, working in most of the country where it freaking snows. So this is actually a solution. And, it's kind of powerful. It reminds me of my golf cart. Oh, and by the way, the engine is running. Yeah. Well, I should clarify. The EV battery is running, and the engine, the 2-liter engine, is off. But it's kind of interesting. It reminds me of a science project, and I'll bring the camera and I'll show you this. You can see this water kind of bubbling, and you can hear the little sound of the EV. But before I get chastised, I'm going to go ahead and read a lot of these facts I got and give you the details on this so we can talk more about it. And I don't leave anything out, and I don't get the Teslarati coming after me. This is the 2019 Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. It is an all-wheel drive 4-door SUV. The vehicle I'm testing comes in the ruby black pearl, but I'll put some B-roll on the screen and you can see it driving along in some different colors and things. So this comes with a 2-liter direct overhead cam engine, and it has a 12 kilowatt lithium ion main drive battery. Now you can plug this in a couple different ways. It comes with a 120 volt charging cable. You can switch to 8 hours or 12-hour charge, so you can kind of adjust how much battery usage you're using, or how much energy you're drawing. It also has the ability to do a 120 volt or a 240 volt charging system, so you can put that 240 plug in your wall and charge it faster. It does have the DC fast charge capability as well, so that way if you have a DC fast charging station, like a charge point or something, you can charge it there. There's a regenerative braking system, and these are the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters you get to in a minute. As you downshift or upshift, it slows the vehicle down and changes how the braking system works to regenerate the battery power. It's got a front single speed. There's a drive mode switchable reduction gearbox, and you really feel this driving around. I'll get to that in a little bit. There's a rear single speed, and it's a fixed reduction gearbox. This allows it to change and charge the battery in different ways and drive differently. And there's the twin motor electric motors allow it to have all-wheel drive control. Pretty much the most fully loaded Outlander you can get. There's tons of good features inside. It's really sharp for an Outlander. And total MSRP is $42,920. However, this does come before an eligible federal tax credit. That's a credit you get on your tax returns. That's $5,836 currently. And then any eligible state or rebates or credits. It also, this vehicle also allows you to do some HOV lanes in your state, if it's applicable in any states. So it allows you to get in those easier lanes to get to work, instead of being caught up in traffic. It comes with a fully transferable 5-year, 60,000 mile new vehicle limited warranty, as well as fully transferable. That means you can sell it to other people and they can have the warranty as well. 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty on the plug-in hybrid electric components and main drive lithium battery. That means they're going to warranty the battery for at least 10 years. So a combined 1,500 watts of power is at your disposal by tapping the main drive battery from the 210 volt outlets. So I'll get to that in a minute, but they have these outlets in the rear seat in the cargo area. So that way, if during a storm or something, you could like power up your appliances and speakers or things when outdoors. So I'm going to get to that. So let's go ahead and end the B-roll and get talking a little more about this. Okay, before I hit the road here and talk about these drive modes and how it reacts to different driving environments, let's talk about this interior. And I'm going to open the door a little bit to kind of give you a little more light on this. So I have a nice carbon fiber finish here, good sized door handles. All my controls are here. Cup holder, kind of coin kind of holder, but a nice grab point too as well for closing the door. It's really nice stitching. I mean, this is like top tiered Mitsubishi. This is the best Mitsubishi I've seen interior wise as far as styling. So we have, our basic controls over here: lane departure assist, crash alert, opening the rear trunk and the fuel door. What's interesting is these vents and things are all kind of turned towards you as a driver. And you can see it over here too with the infotainment screen. Everything's kind of turned towards you a little bit, which is pretty convenient as far as getting the right airflow coming at you. You can see maybe the angle's a little bit better. You can see that angle twist there and how it's twisted at you. I have these kind of standard assortment of steering wheel controls, adaptive cruise control, and the radio controls here as well. These are the paddle shifters I talked about with the battery mode. Get to more of those in a minute. Regenerative mode, I should say. Has some heating and cooling controls. And I have a push button start. I'll start this up. And you kind of see, here's a screen going on. I have driven this out of battery power and almost out of gas. I've driven this a lot, trying to get a good sense of it. And so I don't have a tachometer. I have a charge, eco, and power mode, which kind of relates more like it's like a Prius kind of a setting where when you get in the power, it turns on the engine. Eco is more your like electric mode, and then charging is when the battery's kind of charging. That's kind of how that works, but that's kind of the simple view on it. Speedometer over here, and then I have this infotainment screen which I've played with a little bit. Pretty handy getting around. One of the things it has, if I can do this on camera, is it's got this vehicle info mode, and this is pretty interesting. You have energy monitors, you can check the energy flow and eco information, and I took a road trip in this and I'll put this information in the video. And that's, well actually I don't need to. There it is, 26.2, and we drove 140 miles, and that's kind of what I averaged, because the 22 miles of range really turned in about 18 miles of range, or actually 15 miles of range at speed. It just, it's a battery in a big SUV. It just sucks it right out as far as battery power. So that's kind of what I've got, 26.2. That's kind of my real world fuel economy, I should say. And there's the energy monitor. Kind of boring display here, actually. This is kind of disappointing with all this stuff going on, technology, and to have just a kind of an amber backlit HVAC system. But anyways, I nitpick. I have some light as far as opening door settings, and I have heated steering wheel, and I have heated seats back here. I'll show you. But what's kind of disappointing is there's one USB plug up here. That's a little frustrating. Same carbon fiber goes over the cup holders up here. I have the two cup holders. It's got to have that fancy transmission shifter or drive mode shifter. So you got to turn it over and up for reverse, neutral, drive. B is like a regenerative battery kind of mode. Up and over is park. And then there's a charge mode, which means you're going to use the gas more and charge the battery. And a save mode, which means you use the gas only and save the battery. And then we have a four-wheel drive mode, EV only mode, the heated steering wheel, or heated seats, electric parking brake, and auto hold for parking. And over there is the rest of the interior. So, let me go ahead and hop in the back and I can show you some room there. But I got a lot to talk about with these battery modes and driving modes. I want to get to that and really explain what those are. One of the things I like about this is how much egress and ingress is. That's the entry exit, that's the engineering term. But I mean, you got a big wide open door, easy to get in and out. And these doors close pretty solid. So here's the second row door, and this is pretty wide still. I mean, it's a really good opening for getting in and out. Kids' car seats in here. Kids were able to get in and out pretty easily, and plenty of room. Soft seats. I do have one USB charger back there, and some vents back there, but not a whole lot of chargers. And the center console, or center storage, I should get to that. Let me show that. Make sure I get that covered. It's going to be right in here. And I don't have any chargers or anything. I just have a console area, which is a little disappointing to have all this battery power and have two USBs. And pretty good leg or headroom back in here. I have a little bit of a weird spot here where the roof comes down and opens up again, but you know, it's just kind of weird. And I do have a sunroof up front, so I have plenty of headroom. Never a problem there. Okay, sun is finally coming out. Kind of had some hailstorms come through, but I was going to show you, left my golf clubs in here to kind of show you the room you have width-wise, side to side, and you can fit additional clubs. But this is kind of where, I don't know, it's kind of, to me, it's a little controversial. You know, you have a 1500 watt plug that you can use to charge other appliances with this. So this is kind of a generator. And you have the spot, this is the tools for changing the tire. But you have a situation where you could sit in this with the cup holders back here. There's no third row, so I guess you could sit back here and have a picnic or something and power up your, they said outdoor refrigerator and stuff, I don't know, appliances. You could like use this for camping, I could see that, and power up some stuff back here. But I don't know if you'd sit back here. This is just interesting. They have a speaker back here, so maybe at the beach I could see that working out, but it's an interesting feature. So in here, we'll get this all the way up. Oh, there is no spare tire. They gave you the sealant charge for changing for putting into a tire if you have a hole in it. But anyways, this is your apparatus. So this plugs in the side of the vehicle, and you have two selectable modes, which are right here. You have the 8 amp, which is normal, and 12 amp, which is fast. That's your charging speed. And this depends how much power it draws out. So depending how much you pay for electricity, that's kind of what you're going to use as far as how much electricity you're going to use. Now, what I usually do with this is plug it in overnight. That's usually what most people do with these. They plug them overnight, normal, let them plug overnight, and then it charges up. But fully charged, you get 20 miles. 20, 22, they say. And, the charging is right over here. It just pops right open. And there is this is that gun, so I can grab the gun. I call it the gun-looking thing because it reminds me of a gun-looking thing. All right, so that goes right there. Pretty sturdy connection, plugs right in. And this is your DC charger. Okay, so that's your charge. You plug it in. That's how that works. So you get 20 miles of range. 22. All right, 22 miles of range. Okay, the sun's out, which means I'm going to my favorite place, the golf course. So before I get there, let's talk about the driving modes, and I'll do a quick drive over there and kind of tell you what I feel. So there's a battery save mode, which I showed you. This will conserve power by using the engine, basically. It only works when you're 90% full or less. So you got to drop below 90% to hit the save button. So if you're urban traffic, you want to maintain a higher level battery charge, it can be deactivated, allowing the vehicle driving through a neighborhood silently at appropriate speed, EV drive mode. Driving modes, different ways to use it. Battery charge mode is whether the vehicle is in motion or at standstill, the engine will generate electricity to be fed into the lithium-ion battery. It's forcing the vehicle to operate in a series hybrid mode, so it's going to make sure that if the engine is idling, the vehicle's not moving. The battery charge mode replenishes low-level energy with the lithium-ion drive battery pack up to 80% fully charged in approximately 40 minutes. Exact charging times vary. Okay, so there's also the series hybrid mode is when the energy level remaining in the lithium-ion battery pack is low. When need arises for a sudden additional acceleration, the two electric motors are powered by the battery pack and gasoline-powered generator. So it uses them both. Parallel is where it uses it's with the all-wheel drive system. It's where the gasoline engine drives the front wheels. The front axle features a built-in clutch that switches the system to parallel drive mode for gasoline-powered travel at high speeds and steady-state cruise, while the two electric motors operate seamlessly while additional power is required, such as driving uphill. So it combines them both, allowing you the maximum amount of power. So officially, the range, let's talk range one more time. Electric driving range is 22 miles, total driving range is 310 miles, and it's 74 mile per gallon with electric. That's what their electricity plus gasoline. Charging time is 3.5 hours on a 240 volt charge, and it's I don't know the numbers exactly, depends I think on the 8 hour or 12 hour. That's those modes on that. That's 110 volts, so 240 3.5 hours for a charge. But many times they talk about like DC fast charging. If you're just a fast charge with DC fast charging, you can get 80% capacity in about 25 minutes. Okay, I think I covered all the electric mumbo jumbo. So I'm driving backwards, and it's kind of funny. I'm going to the golf course, kind of ironic, because this literally is just like my golf cart, electric golf carts. And yeah, so I go and I put it in the gear. A little bit get used to the gearing because it's a little funky. But here we go. Really quiet. And really, versus the base level, this cabin is even a lot more quiet. So I think they put some sound dampening more in this cabin to make a quieter ride. Because, you know, when you're driving electric mode, no battery or no engine going, you can definitely hear a lot more things. And so they make this even quieter inside the cabin. Overall, the Rockford Fosgate works fine. It's not the greatest sound system in here, but it's a good sound system. Seats are comfortable. We did a 140-mile road trip in this, and it was comfortable to be in. Cruise control worked fine. Adaptive cruise, everything worked fine in here. They have lane departure assist. They have forward collision warning. Lots of safe technology. And here we go. It's quiet, and you can hear the engine kick on, so you know when it kicks on. It's no brainer there. So you can hear it. But you know, it's interesting. And then I can take the battery mode and I can downshift here and go to B1, B0, B1, and I can go down all the way to B5, and you can feel, I guess I can feel, I don't know if it shows on camera, but the vehicle's slowing way down. And so I really got to give it more acceleration to get it speeding up faster. And I can hear the engine kick on because I'm low on battery power. But what this is doing is going to recharge the battery faster. What I wonder is at what cost of fuel. So if I have to run the engine more and the vehicle is reducing itself, you know, physics says if the vehicle's taking away its momentum and I have to add power to it to get the momentum going faster to charge the battery, at what cost of fuel economy am I doing with the gasoline to get that speed? That's one of my questions. The second question I have for this vehicle that is kind of a practical question that I'm arguing about, but this vehicle gets 25 miles per gallon combined, right? And so if you get 22 miles of range, that's a little bit less than 1 gallon of gas, okay? So you have to charge this thing all night long, or, you know, 240 volt, you can charge it through dinner, and I guess afternoon and dinner to get a full charge. So you're charging this thing for 3.5 hours or all night to save 1 gallon of gas. I'm gonna turn this B off so smoother. To save about 1 gallon of gas. Gas right now across the country is about 2 3/4 a gallon or $2.75 a gallon. Say you're in California, say it's $5 a gallon. So if by California rates, so you're gonna charge all night to save about $5. However, you have to take away the electricity cost to charge. So say you're $4.50 or so. Say it's 50 cents charge all night with electricity range, depending on your electricity cost. But so you're gonna charge this to save $5 on 22 miles. Basically $5 a gallon. So I think what that tells me is this is a very purposeful built vehicle. It's got to fit in your lifestyle just right. You know, if it fits in your lifestyle just right, it's perfect, right? If you can save that $5 a day, adds up to $10. Say it's $5 a day or $10 a day. Say it adds up to $10 a day. You know, hey, that makes a lot of sense, right? But if you don't have the lifestyle for this vehicle, you know, you're asking yourself to spend $12,000 more than the base model MSRP, and in this all these options, but $42,000. This base model Outlander starts like $24,000. So you're asking to spend a lot of money on your monthly payment to hopefully get that back when you plug it in. So if it works for you, I think it's a great vehicle. I'm not sold on it working for everybody. That's my 2 cents on it. So for more practical SUV and truck news, make sure you subscribe. Click the bell. Support the channel, man. I really appreciate your support. Check us out on pickuptrucktalk.com. 3 words again, Pickup Truck Talk. Works on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're there. Trust me. Type it in. You can find us. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.